Hi, I'm Doc Owen with Action Figure Times. Today we're going to be looking at Stealth Strike Batman Brave and the Bold figures. You know, it's really a shame that this line has gotten canceled because they've come out with some cool stuff since they announced that they were ending this thing. Now, the first one we're going to look at is probably my least favorite of it. This is the Covert Attack Batman. Now, I did have an opportunity to get all 4 figures in the wave, but I only chose 3 of them for a couple different reasons. One, the other one kind of left me cold. I might, as I have, you know, different things come available, I might go ahead and pick it up. But I got this one because to me it just kind of looked cool, and I'll show you what I mean. It's got the Stealth Strike right there. It's got he's got a helmet right there that we're going to put on him. Now, he is translucent. It is the regular Stealth Strike packaging, a little bit different than before. Then you can see it's advertising the snap attack. Nice little bat signal right there. But let's go ahead and get him open. I really bought this for the helmet. The translucent thing I thought was kind of cool. And I like the silver Batman. Man, he is very clear. I mean, they actually did a very, very cool job on him where that's concerned. You know, too bad they couldn't make the rest of him clear and he could have been like a ghost Batman or something like that. Don't you think that would have been neat? Now, excuse me just a second. Oh, sorry about that. I wanted to make sure the microphone was on. You don't know how many of these I've done and just ripped stuff up and forgot it. But anyway, he's got some nice silver accentuations right there. That's kind of cool to me. Now, again, I bought him because of the helmet. Now, the reason I bought this I like the helmet is because I'm an Alex Ross fan, and to me, this helmet was very, very similar to the Bat Androids that they had in like the Kingdom Come series and stuff. I mean, doesn't that look cool? I mean, to me, that's just kind of neat. So that's why I bought him. I also think it's a cool-looking figure. You know, he could be one of, like he'd gone back in time. He was the night Batman. And then, of course, he's got the little snap-in attack stuff. You might want to mount this one maybe off to the side. Where does it show him with this on? Yeah, this shows him with it off of his back. But to be honest with you, I don't know. It might look a little, I guess that would work. But it's also, oops. One thing I do not like about it, and I'll have to show it to you later. Sorry, it went all over the room. This is a very technically difficult session, I think. Anyway, let's move along to the figures that I actually like better. So here we are, continuing to look at the Stealth Strike Batman stuff. Let's look at the figure that kind of surprised everybody, which was the Riddler figure. You know, a lot of people just did not know this was coming out. A lot of questions have been asked about Mattel, if would there be any new figures, and the answer was always no, that the line was ending. And I'm very excited about the new cartoon, by the way. But so this one kind of took folks by surprise. Yes, Mr. Enigma comes out, regular Stealth Strike packaging all the way around. Now, to me, I like this figure because he reminds me kind of Dick Sprang. I like it's the old style uniform. I think that's kind of neat. I do wish that this was more of a question mark than just something with that in the middle. But he actually, to me, he looks a lot like the old artwork with the Dick Sprang. I like the little different question marks all over him. Very, very cool. Nice paint job. He just looks like he's a lot of fun. Very, very cool. Now, my favorite figure of the line, though, is by far the Gear Up Batman. Now, the reason for that is just to be honest with you, I think one of the coolest things to me is having a Bruce with the mask off. And I don't know why I dig this like I do, but I like seeing Bruce with the mask off, but he's still in the Batman uniform. So I was very excited to see this one. This was also another one I didn't come out. I also always like it in the line when we get to, you know, some secret identity stuff. Now, one thing I think is kind of funny before we pop him out of here that you can look at is, you see his cowl right there? It looks like Joker or maybe even Superman smacked him hard and it twisted his jaw up. But we'll see if it's going to shape up once we get him out of here. Now, once again, somehow in the Brave and the Bold universe, Batman always has to have some sort of sword. This is kind of cool. It's got a clear blade. Now, you know I love metallic paint. And I think they actually did a very, very good job with the metallic paint on this. I have thought about doing a head swap with a regular looking Batman, but look at that metallic paint. It does give it kind of a cool look. Nice little blue cape there in the back, but I actually think that's a fairly good Bruce head sculpt. Now, the thing is I don't remember. Now, I haven't seen all of the Batman, the Brave, and the Bold, because sometimes I'm out of the country when they come on and different things like that. But I don't remember seeing Bruce in the show. But I hope that they did. Now, the mask simply fits on just like that, and it does look a little odd with where the jaw twisted. But I think it's actually one of the better cowl placement, you know, where you can removable cowl figures that we've had. I actually think they did a very good job with it. I mean, that's just kind of cool looking. You know what I most like about this? You know what's kind of idiotic to me? Most of the time when they do a removable cowl Batman, they give him some goofy outfit that when he puts the cowl on, he doesn't really look like Batman anyway. I mean, even going back to, you know, like Batman, the Tim Burton movie, and they had, remember they had the Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne, and he had kind of like the black jumpsuit with the red bat in the corner and stuff. See, to me, once you put all the gear, he really didn't look like Batman. Here, this is the way it should be. We took the cowl off, we put the cowl on. Very, very cool. All right, let's take a look at these guys close up. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at him up close. Cool removable helmet. You can see he is really see-through. Kind of gives it a purple look. Nice metallic paint. That's very, very cool. Now this goes, I really like this helmet. I think it really looks good. Now, this is probably one of the lamer accessories. I mean, how does this missile fire? Well, I just do this. I mean, anyway, fits into his back. He's got a cape. So all in all, this is a pretty cool figure. So here we are looking at Riddler. This really is a classic Riddler face, the old comic book style. I really, really dig it. It's I do wish there was a couple more questions on him, but I think for the size that he is, I think it works very, very well. He does have some articulation. You know, the limited articulation that's available with this line. No knee joints, but he can kind of sit down. Guess when he's being loaded into the Batmobile or something. Now the question, his question staff, it is a little bit lame. I'm sure he can fire something through that. You can see where, once again, that they've kind of hollowed it out, I guess for gripping purposes. You can use that to stick on something, I'm sure. Got a little bit of a detailing, but all in all, I'm just glad to get this figure, especially with such a surprise. It's got that nice widow's peak. Now this one actually has a fairly decent paint job. It's got a little paint splatters there, but all in all, I really like him. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at the Riddler. Okay, this is by far my favorite toy of the wave for the reasons we talked about. Let's get the lame stuff out of the way. Here is his clear sword. You know, it's got the little piece where you can shove it in the different holes in their bodies and stuff like that. That's okay. Let's forget about it. Now, I actually think this is a decent sculpt based upon the artwork of the show and stuff. I actually like it. Now, one thing I don't like is I got a little paint splatter here. I don't know whether it's from the cowl, but I was trying to scrub it off and it won't come off. I've noticed too often lately on some Mattel products, we're getting some paint overspray, and I really don't dig that. I do like the metallic paint. I think that really looks great. Like I said, I really think this is a cool looking Batman. I'd really like to have this with black, his black outfit. Now that sits on there. Now his cowl, you know, it does look like Bane punched him in the jaw or something like that. That's the way it came out looking. So it is starting to conform out easy. I haven't taken a hairdryer to it, but I think all in all that actually looks like a pretty cool Batman. I mean, it does need a little bit of shape shifting and stuff, but I mean, it goes together well. To me personally, this is probably one of the best they've ever done, where they have these removable cowls and stuff. It really looks great. It doesn't really overpower the head like some cowls have in the past. I think they did a good job on the styling, even giving it that metallic sheen even on this rubber. But all in all, this is a great, great toy. You need to pick one of these up, especially if you're a Batman fan. Every person should have it in their collection. Well, in fact, I might get a second one and see if I can do a head swap on one of the with Batmans with the black capes and stuff. Well, this is Doc Owen with Action Figure Times. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure you tell all your friends about us. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you next time on aftimes.com. Make sure you go to AF Times and look at the pictures. You can see them up close. Join our boards. Talk to our people. We've got some great folks on there. And maybe we'll get to visit on the boards. Talk to you soon. This is Doc Owen, AF Times.